how to drastically improve your emotional health without having to find the perfect therapist. I'm Theresa Lear Levine, and today I want to talk to you about this because this is something that held me back for a long time. Have you ever just wanted to find the right person, the right professional, the right life coach, the right psychologist, counselor to talk to so that you would have somebody to bounce every problem of your life off of and really, feel like you kind of had a partner in crime with accomplishing your goals and eliminating your issues and everything else? I know I have felt that way often. So many times in my life I would come up against something, parenting, marriage related, business related, health related, whatever it might be. And I would think, gosh, I just wish I had, a session with that perfect life coach or counselor that could really give me what I need to make the most of this. And I neglected to realize that I already had all the answers within myself. And I guess I just hadn't developed that gut instinct, that intuition, that confidence at that point. And I didn't realize that even as someone without that, I had the power to gain that. So I just want to bring up some of the things that come up when we're looking for that right person in our life to work with. And that is, it takes a lot of time. There are tons of life coaches and therapists and counselors out there. And, depending on where you live, you're kind of limited to that area if you want to see them in person. Of course, with the pandemic going on, a lot of them are doing, their appointments by Zoom or telehealth. And that means that sometimes you can get a greater range of distance for people, but also sometimes they won't because they want to be able to see you in person when this is done. So it's like, how are you going to do your appointments? Are they going to be Zoom? Are they going to be in person? Who's the right fit for you? How long are the appointments going to be? How long do you need to wait to get onto their schedule? And, it's like you can learn a little bit about your therapist, life coach person that you're, trying to interview and see if they're a right fit. And they're going to want to interview you too. Like, you might not be a right fit for them, but you're going to have to wait for that initial appointment to come together and see. And how long are you going to wait for that? Likely they're not going to have availability, same day, next day, that week, next week. You're probably going to be waiting multiple weeks or even multiple months to see somebody because their calendar is going to be pretty full. And then how long is it going to be until your next appointment? And maybe you kind of get into a regular schedule, but it's probably only going to be once a week for 45 minutes. And that is not a lot of time to move mountains, But think about what you could do if you were able to work on yourself and have that empowerment and that confidence, even just for 10 or 15 minutes a day, and how much more progress you could make, especially because you know yourself the best. And it takes a lot of appointments if you've never met or worked with somebody before for you to feel comfortable enough really telling them your core issues, and then for you to feel confident that they're actually helping you to resolve them. And sometimes you just kind of say, screw it, and you just want to I'm just going to tell my mom or a friend or whatever and talk it out. But while ranting and having a conversation about things is a really valuable tool, it rarely ever resolves the issue. And it's the same thing with a lot. And there's plenty of really good therapists and life coaches out there that are better at this than some. But a lot of times you're going in, you're talking, you're getting some sympathy and empathy, but you're not really getting an action to take and a way to collapse it or resolve it. And you're wondering, hey, is this anything actually going to change? Is it worth coming back next time? Am I getting anything out of this? Or am I just losing the drive time to get here? Or, the time I have to get a babysitter maybe, have to set things up. Even if you're doing a Zoom call from home, if you've got kids and stuff, you still need to arrange for quiet time and space for yourself to do this and everything else. There is a time commitment and inconvenience to having to do that. And, when you can take it into your own hands, you can make some really, really drastic progress with your state of emotional health. And that is why I fell in love with EFT and became an EFT practitioner, because I figured if people are going to want to spend the time with me doing things, I want to be able to give them results, legit results from day one, session one, first 45 minutes right out of the gates. Whether or not they felt comfortable to tell me everything or not, I want to be able to deliver that. And it does, because it clears your energy blockages and it helps to restore balance and normalcy in your system. And it gets your brain talking to you in a different way. It gets you reacting differently. It lowers your cortisol, your stress hormone, and so many other things. And then I fell in love with the idea of being able to teach people how to do this, because what's better than not only being able to work with somebody who's going to be able to get you results, but to be able to get yourself results and boost that confidence, that self-esteem, that ability, that healing power, that that inner spiritual gangster that just knows that you can do more if you have the right tools. And that it really is. It's why when I discovered it, I fell in love with it and just ran with it, because nothing has healed me, helped me, or inspired me the way that tapping has. And I definitely encourage you to look into it more if you want to take more of your own emotional health into your own hands, into your own realm of power, and be able to really, really control and produce the results that you want in any area of your life.